Today in Total War Warhammer 3, we're going to be discussing the top 5 most fun factions inside of the game. Coming in at number 5 is a Lithanar of the High Elves. And the reason this campaign is so fun is because of the marked for death targets. And every time that you eliminate one of these targets, you get some influence, some treasure, and you also get a bonus. So the bonus for this one is going to be diplomatic relations plus 20 with High Elves, as well as upkeep minus 20% all armies. The one over here is diplomatic relations plus 20 and causes fear when fighting against Dark Elves. And the final one is a recruitment cost minus 50% for Shadow Warriors and Shadow Walker units, all armies, with a ton of influence and treasure. And replacing your normal stance is a stalking stance, which allows you to pull off ambushes really easily. And one of the rights you have access to will allow you to summon a unique hero, which can assassinate anyone 100% of the time, which is great for eliminating far-off targets, like this guy, without having to send your lord down there to deal with him. Coming in at number 4 is Skarsnek, and this is because his upkeep and recruitment costs are reduced by 40% for goblin units. And then we take the upkeep reduction for goblin units and stack with all of the research unlocks that can reduce the upkeep by even more, like On Second Thoughts, Gobby Gobbos, and Sharon is Karen. And then you take stuff like Mushroom Addicted, which gives you an even larger upkeep reduction. You can be able to get some pretty cheap Gobbos extremely quickly, and you'll be able to launch hordes of goblins all across the map. Coming in at number 3 is Rakarth. And this is because he has access to the Monster Pen, which allows you to gain monsters when you do battle, or do raids, or take over settlements in certain areas. For example, when I beat up this army right here, I will get 2 harpies. And then when I take this settlement, and it doesn't matter if you occupy it, loot and occupy it, sack it, or raise it, I will get a feral carnosaur, which is insanely powerful and also pretty fun because you can just recruit entire armies of monsters, and only monsters, and you're getting an upkeep minus 10% for all monstrous units, all armies, which turns this into an absolutely insane campaign. Coming in at number 2 is Throt the Unclean, and this is because of the Flesh Laboratory, inside of which you can get augments for infantry, augments for monsters, as well as all sorts of laboratory abilities. And the augments can get pretty ridiculous at some of the higher tiers, where you can make monsters undead. You can make it so that way they have cellular instability, which causes an explosion around them. You can reduce their upkeep, or you can give them the Warp Lightning Rod. Infantry has some similar ones where you can give them regeneration and perfect vigor, or necroparasites. And although you can't give them something like a Warp Lightning Rod, there's still some pretty good attributes in here. But what makes this even crazier is the growth vat, where once you hit a certain point, you will be able to empty the growth vat and receive more mutagen, which is how you mutate your units and give them all of the buffs, as well as some new monsters. And coming in at number 1 is Village the Curseling. What makes this campaign so great is that you are trying to wipe out Grand Cathay, but there are so many different ways for you to wipe out Grand Cathay, because ultimately you can attack the Great Bastion immediately, or you can build up your forces and then attack. You can build an army of vassals to aid you in your attack, or you can just take the Great Bastion and give them to a vassal who might just be a Grand Cathay vassal. You can swing out into the mountains and try and get an alliance with the ogres or with the greenskins, and then go into Grand Cathay through the mountain paths. And in addition to all that, you have access to some of the changing of the ways, where you can break alliances, drain magic, reveal shrouds, spread corruption. You can even use the Spawnify ability on your own forces in order to add 3 spawn of Tzeentch to your army, which gives you a massive boost in the early game. There are so many different ways you can take over Grand Cathay that playing as Village the Curseling has to be the most fun campaign inside of the game. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe for more content like this. And also go check out my Discord server as well as my Patreon. Links to both those in the description below. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and hope you enjoy the rest of your day.